it's Katie. Welcome back to From My Vanity, and welcome to a 3 looks 1 palette using the Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Thunder palette. And I just have to throw out right there, I don't have this on my eyes today. I actually have Coastal Scents eyeshadows on my eyes. If you want to see how I created this look, I'll leave the video linked up here because it should already be live. But I realized after I created my 3 looks with the Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Thunder palette that I didn't film an intro or an outro. So I'm going to do that here today now with this not on my eyes, and I'm so sorry because I do try to do the intro and the outro with the palette I have on my eyes, or the palette that I'm doing the looks with, so sorry about that. So yeah, I want to keep this intro very short and sweet, but I just wanted to let you guys know this came in a Boxycharm. I do think Boxycharm has it available on their website, but Dominique Cosmetics does sell a full-size palette. This is kind of like a mini. I think it's missing like 4 shades out of this, maybe? I don't think it's half. I don't think it's that big, but it's missing a couple shades from their big palette. I think it's called Celestial Storm, and so this is just a mini Celestial Thunder that they included in a previous Boxycharm, so that's where I got this, and if I can find it available for purchase, I'll have it linked in the description box. But yeah, let's go ahead and just jump right into the very first look that I created using the Celestial Thunder palette.
Alright, so I'm going in with Smashbox 24-hour eyeshadow primer and then putting the Makeup Revolution Supersize Concealer on top, or not Supersize, or Conceal and Define. And I am just blending that out with a flat type of brush. After that, I'm going into the Celestial Thunder, and I'm taking that Zero Gravity shade, and I started by just packing it on the outer corner there, but then I decided to take it up and into the crease as well. I feel like I can't help myself. I typically always do this. This shade, while it is pretty muted, it does build up to some extent, and it does build up very nicely. I didn't notice it shearing out or getting patchy and weird with how much I was building and blending it, since I was so indecisive. But then after I put that on, I went into that Mystic Ice, and I packed that on the lid. This is a really simple look, as you can see. That shade was fairly nice. I felt like it went on my lid a lot deeper than it looked like in the pan, but it's still a pretty shade, and like I said, it blended out nicely. Didn't notice any patching or whatever with all the fiddling I was doing. Then I'm just putting my Vamp stamp on top. Going on with a Cosmetic Superhero liquid liner, just creating my typical wing as always. And then after I did the wing, I kind of wanted to play around with that gray, bring it in a little farther just to kind of connect and make this look complete for me. And I also packed a little bit more on the outer corner and just took a little brush, and I really wanted to blend out and just diffuse any kind of harsh line there. And then I just put on those mascaras, and then I took this Isotope shade from Lethal Cosmetics. Absolutely love this as a highlighter. I am going to try to start letting you guys know what I put on as my highlight and my lipstick. This I didn't show, but it is the Milani retractable eyeliner, and just putting that in my waterline and tightlining just a touch. And then going back into Zero Gravity, I just smoked that out on my lower lash line. I thought about taking a pop of, the pink or whatever, but I just wanted to kind of keep this look looking cohesive. So yeah, oh, and then I did take Isotope, and I used that as my inner corner highlight because I really wasn't a fan of that lightest shade in that palette. But yeah, then I went in, I forgot to show you guys, I'm using Lucky Chick's, I think it's called Lip Lacquer, and it's in the shade Paradise. But that is the completed look. I really like how it turned out. I did notice the wear time wasn't great on this, but I also wasn't using my LORAC behind the scenes eyeshadow primer, so it could have been the fault of the eyeshadow primer that I used not being as good for my oily eyelids. But I did notice some fading. Not bad, but just a little bit that I definitely wanted to make sure I mentioned it. But yeah, that is the look. A really super simple, basic look, just using 2 shadows. Going into the second look, I'm using the LORAC Behind the Scenes eyeshadow primer this time, along with that Conceal and Define. And I'm taking the shade Stormy Dust, and I'm just packing that on the lid. As you can see here, I wanted to go for something different this day, definitely a different technique, and so I'm just packing it all over the lid. So then I'm taking Lunar Eclipse, and I'm putting that right above it, more like tapping it on before I really blend. And as you're going to see here, I think the color is great. The pigmentation was nice. It's a very smooth shade, packs on beautifully, blends out beautifully, no complaints there. But as you can see, I kind of changed my mind and was like, oh, I should take that first color, that darker shade Storm Dust. I should have taken that higher, so that is what I'm doing here. I just took a little bit more, and then I went back into Lunar Eclipse and just continued doing that step, but I just didn't take it up as far as I should have. But yeah, these 2 shadows were really easy to blend. I had absolutely no complaints, and I thought they both performed really well. And right here, if I just stopped and did a wing, I think this would be a really pretty look. But I have to do more, so I took Lucid Dream, and I tried to pack that on the very center. My thought was that it would help the shimmer shade I put on on top pop more, but I don't really think it did much because I was putting it on top of powder, so I think I should have put that on top of concealer to really make that color pop. But anyway, I continued on with the NYX Glitter Primer and just patted that onto my lid in preparation for the shimmer shade that I'm going to stick right on top. And that shade is Fireball. That's a really pretty unique color, I think, and so I just tapped that right into the middle on the center of my eyelid, and then took more of Storm Dust and blended the edges just to ensure everything was nicely blended. And then I'm taking my Vamp stamp in Vixen, putting the wings on, and following it up with the super precise eyeliner to line my eyes. And then once that's done, I put the Mascara Revolution from Makeup Revolution for my mascara, and then the Stay Put All Day eyeliner from Milani. And I'm going in with Mystic Ice, and I'm packing that on my lower lash line. Something I noticed is because this isn't a really tacky base, I really had to stamp this color on instead of blending it, because as you can see here, I took that little brush to really blend out the edges, and it kind of blended the intensity of the color away. So I had to stamp more back on. It was interesting trying to find the perfect medium, but then I decided I needed some Lunar Eclipse in there to help blend out the edges and just to bring it into the inner corner there. And so when I was blending that, once again, I felt like that Mystic Ice shade kind of blended away, not blended away, but just dulled down substantially. So once again, there I am packing it back on, and then finally just putting mascara on it. So this is something I don't typically do, but I'm taking some of that glitter primer and I'm putting that on my inner corner in preparation to use the shade Eternal Light as my inner corner highlight, because this shade is so powdery, flaky, patchy. It's very hard to work with. And as you can see, it takes a lot of building up and a lot of placement to make it work. And this is on top of a glitter glue. I don't like it or recommend that one. But anyway, after that, I put on the Neutrogena MoistureSmooth lipstick in the color Almond Nude. And then I'm putting this highlighter from Too Faced that I got in a Boxycharm. Didn't really think it was all that much, but that is the completed look. Overall, I really love how the eye look turned out. Like I said, something different for me, doing that kind of spotlight eye and really building up the mattes underneath, but I really liked how it turned out. It was fun and different. And as for wear time, I didn't really see any issues. There was definitely no fading on my eyelid and no creasing at all, so I was very happy to see that. Okay, so for the third and final look, I kept to that LORAC eyeshadow primer and also my Conceal and Define concealer for my eyeshadow base. And this time I am taking this Stilazzi gel liner. It is in the shade Jet, as you can see there, and I'm going to use this as an eyeshadow base. We are going very dark and very smoky. This is another look that I don't think I've really ever done a dark black smoky eye, but I really wanted to try it with this look, with this palette, and give that a try. So before I put on the black shimmer shade from the palette, I am really packing on that gel liner. Stilazzi does advertise this as being able to use as an eyeshadow base, so I put it to the test for this look and I was very pleased with it. So anyway, before I put on the shimmer, I'm going into Lucid Dream. I'm trying to soften out the crease shade and really help with the blending once I put the black down, just so there's no harsh lines. Like I said, I don't do black smoky eyes often, so I was really just going out on a limb here trying to see how I can make this work, and I figured this might be the easiest way if I kind of get some crease work in place before I follow up with the shimmer shade. So that is what I'm doing here now. As you can see, I thought it blended really nicely and it stayed nice and vibrant, so I was really pleased with that shade. And I'm just patting over and packing on just a tad bit more black and really focusing on the outer corner, getting it to the shape that I want it. And after one final blend, I am finally going into a black matter and packing that onto my lid. Look how beautiful this shade is. I thought it was absolutely stunning. It's a very black shadow with shimmer, but the shimmer glitter reflectiveness in it has a purple shift, so it's really gorgeous on the lid, and I'm just packing that on. And then when I get to that corner, I'm using the tip of the brush to try to blend it out and to help it mesh a little bit better with the Lucid Dream. I really wish I had a black matte to work with right here, but since I didn't, I went into Zero Gravity finally on a very tiny little fluffy brush, and I used that to help try to mesh and blend the black into the red a little bit more and just make it look a little bit more seamless and not such a dark, harsh contrast there. And once I was happy with that, I took my Vamp stamp and I used a superhero liner from NYX Cosmetics, did my wings, and then I followed up with L'Oreal's mascara there, and then I took Zero Gravity on my lower lash line as well. I feel like I used Zero Gravity a lot, but anyway, once that was packed on, I took Lucid Dream now and just did that on the inner half and just kind of meshed the two together. I wanted a hint of pink down there, but I didn't want anything too crazy, so once I got that pink how I wanted, I went back in with a little bit of the Zero Gravity and tried to just intensify the outer corner. Again, I really wish I had a matte black to do that, but anyway, moving on, I now took the HD Liquid Coverage Concealer and I wanted to do something fun with this look. So I am placing that on my inner corner and then just taking a tiny fluffy brush and I am blending that in and just softening it up in preparation for, I am going to be using a neon pigment. This is from Glamour and it's in the shade Flamingo, as you can see, and I wanted to put neon pink in the inner corner. I thought it'd be fun. I know this is a very bold look and that's probably made a little extra crazy and bold, but I wanted to use it, so that's what I did here and just packing it on till I like it. And yeah, that is the look. I'm sorry I don't have a close-up of this eye look like I typically do. I was filming a wear test for the lip video, so I was trying to save files separately, but I must have accidentally included the eye close-ups with like the lipstick close-ups, and I've already deleted all that footage, so I don't have it anymore. So yeah, so sorry about that.
Alright, so there you have it. Those are the 3 looks. They're very pretty, but I feel like they go on a lot deeper than I feel like you would initially think of. That's definitely something that I noticed, and I think I've already mentioned in the video, like this is definitely more, it's just a lot deeper. It's not that vibrant and bright, and same with this story. So definitely don't think vibrant, think more deep when you're looking at this palette. And then another thing I feel like is the biggest struggle with this palette particular, because it is a mini, it's very hard to kind of create cohesive looks. Like when I was creating a look with this Zero Gravity and even the black matter, I wish I had a black to really deepen up a look. And there was just a couple times that I really wish there were more to it. So I can see this being a really great companion palette, but by itself I just felt very limited when it comes to the different types of looks that I could create. But if you got this with another palette, I feel like it would just add a lot to it, because there is a lot of interest and uniqueness in this palette with this more duochrome shade, these 2 very bright fun colors, and even this is a really gorgeous colors. I was very impressed with how this wore throughout the day. Yes, it did transfer a little bit up into my crease, but not that bad, and very minimal fallout on my cheeks. So this was probably my favorite, which I was very surprised. And if I ever want to do another smoky eye, I'll probably reach for this just because it was so very pretty, and I love the purple shift it had. This was definitely a dud for me. I used it once or twice, but then I just stopped using it. It's just so chalky. Maybe it's just an eyeshadow topper you're supposed to just lightly put over stuff, but I don't know if it's glitter per se, but definitely seems like glitter, and it's just so flaky. I would get it in my eye and my eyes would bother me that day whenever I use this on my inner corner. And I mean, it's a very fine glitter, so that's good, but you just get it everywhere. Even spraying your brush, even using some type of glitter glue, it still gets everywhere, and it's just very hard to apply. So this was just one I did not enjoy using at all, but that was the only one. These 2 I thought were fine, applied very nicely with a brush, with my finger, whatever the case may be. This was just a major dud, and I wish it was just an intense shimmer or metallic formula instead of this kind of glittery, sparkly, translucent mess that just gets everywhere. It's pretty, it's reflective, but it's a mess to work with. My final thoughts, would I recommend this or not? I don't know. I don't know, it's really hard. I think Dominique Cosmetics has a nice formula, but I definitely will admit that it's not my favorite when it comes to eyeshadow palette formulas. So if there was a palette she launched in the future that the color story really grabbed me, then I would purchase it. But since I know I'm not a crazy big fan of her formula, her mattes are nice, but I noticed whenever I used a eyeshadow primer other than my LORAC behind the scenes eyeshadow primer, I got fading and creasing. Not majorly, but I got a little bit of it. So that just tells me that the eyeshadow formula isn't, not to say it isn't the best, but it isn't the best type of formula that works with my eyes. So that is something to keep in mind. If I use my LORAC, I didn't get any kind of creasing, so that is definitely, keep that in mind. If you tried this and it creased and faded on you, try a really good eyeshadow primer. I would recommend the LORAC behind the scenes, but see if that fixes the problem, because this did not work on my eyes with any old eyeshadow primer. So definitely keep that in mind. But yeah, overall, I'm just so when it comes to this palette and this brand in general. If you like this color story and if you want to have this as a companion palette, I definitely think you can create pretty looks. Just keep in mind that the mattes are going to take a little bit more to blend, and this is just a hot mess express. So anyway, that is going to do it for this 3 looks 1 palette review type video. I hope you guys found it helpful and informative and gave you a little inspiration when it comes to what kind of looks you can create with this palette. I tried to create looks that were a little more outside the box and stuff that I wasn't exactly seeing on social media. Like, it was hard, like I said, it was hard to be super creative, but I tried to do something different, so I hope that was helpful for you guys. But yeah, that is going to do it for this tutorial. I hope you guys found it helpful, and I'm so sorry it's not on my eyes right now. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye, guys.